Ellie, some more?
Hey, buddy. How's your sandwich?
Don't know.
You don't know? What do you mean you don't know? It's time to tame the Filipino. Good morning, it's Sunday morning. I didn't get a chance to finish my video from yesterday because I fell asleep before I could edit it. But yesterday was a pretty good day. Saturdays are typically our family days, and so we run a bunch of errands and we try to do something fun. We went to Whole Foods, had a little bit of lunch. I got my hair cut. This isn't the best representation of it since I just kind of rolled out of bed and turned the camera on. I'm trying to grow it out while still managing the Filipino. It's an experiment, we'll see. It's just, I've been getting the same haircut since I was like 16, so I thought it was time for a change. I think the most memorable part of my day yesterday came while we were at Whole Foods. When we moved to Texas, Monica quit her job in wealth management and decided to become a full-time stay-at-home mom. And in order to just kind of augment the discretionary income of the household, she's taken on a couple of like miscellaneous things. One of which is baking cookies. It's actually kind of an accident. Lucas had gotten up one morning just feeling destructive, and so he took his Nerf guns, and before Monica and I had even woken up for the day, he scraped them against the front of all of our brand new kitchen cabinets. And so we were trying to explain to him the consequences of that and how it's going to take money in order to get them fixed. We're trying to correlate the consequences that we give him to the action that generated those consequences, because that's generally how life works. And we told him in order to pay mommy and daddy back for the damage to the cabinets, he would need to generate money somehow. And it was a really cool exercise because we were encouraging him to think creatively, and we told him, hey, well, you can sell some of your toys, you can make something that you think other people will want to buy, or you can work for your money, you can do chores around the house and kind of earn that money back slowly over time. The thing he chose to do was bake cookies and go door to door and sell them. Monica helped him with the recipe and the cooking, and he participated, but it was actually a really big success, and a lot of people were asking Monica about her cookies, and so she's decided to really double down and do that as one of our primary income streams. Anyway, that brings me to the next thing I want to talk about. So one of the ways that Monica generates visibility for her business is she just goes door to door and gives away a free cookie, and she takes the kids with her when I'm not around or when I'm at work, and she uses it as an opportunity to meet the neighbors and tell them about her business and what she's offering. And the other day, Lucas just threw a huge tantrum because he didn't want to go. It took a full 45 minutes just to calm him down after that. And that whole process just basically killed an entire day of business development for my wife. So we sat Lucas down and we had a conversation with him. We explained to him that his choice in that moment affected mommy. Mommy wasn't able to promote her business, and without being able to promote her business, she can't make money. And without that money, we can't do fun things on the weekend with that money. And so as a consequence, we told him that when the family went out to lunch on Saturday, that he would have to pack his own lunch and he wouldn't be able to participate in the activity of eating out, because eating out costs money and his actions prevented his mom from earning that money. At the time that we levied that judgment against him, it seemed fair and right. Conceptually, I still think it was a good lesson for him to learn, but in the moment, he just looked so sad. And it was so hard for me to let him go through that. I think those are the best lessons. The best lessons are the ones that hurt the most without causing any kind of like long-term like trauma. Anyway, the whole situation just kind of reminded me about one of the lessons that stuck with me the longest and the most from when I was a kid. I had been complaining that my little sister, who was like 6 years younger than me, seemed to be getting like gifts and little trinkets with a higher degree of frequency than me. But when I got stuff, it was generally like a big stuff, like electronics and stuff that cost like $50 to $100 or more. And she would just get a bunch of little things. So I had the nerve to complain to my parents at the time that it was unfair that she was getting so much more stuff than me. And so the way my parents decided to illustrate the inequity was by making everything completely equal from a food perspective. And so we did a similar thing while we were growing up. We would go out to lunch every week after church. And my parents told me that I could only order off the menu something that was an equivalent price or lower to what my sister ordered. And it really sucked at the time because she was 6 years younger than me and was still ordering off the kids menu. Anyway, this went on for what seems like an eternity. It seemed like a year, but it was probably like a month. It was one of those lessons that really just stuck with me for a long time, to just be grateful for what you have. And to just discard this notion that like things need to be equally distributed all the time. Anyway, the whole thing just kind of got me thinking about my weight loss journey and how when I finally reach a healthy weight, this whole thing is going to serve to be just a really powerful instructional narrative to my kids about the consequences of your decisions, about the importance of personal accountability, and about how deferring action means that those consequences will accumulate and it'll be that much harder to power through at the end. In my moments of weakness, that's one of the things that I try to focus on, is what is going to be my example for my family. Anyway, that's where my head's at today. See you guys tomorrow. Can I have a kiss, please? Ah! Ah! Thank you. Thank you, my little girl. I love you. Awa. Awa.